are live. Um, Welcome to Beyonka's Playhouse. I don't know where the hell she at. She indisposed at the moment right now. That's all I do know. So, unfortunately, but fortunately, the spotlight is on me today, baby. Um, she brought in a guest, Bria.
Bria or Bria?
Bria.
Okay.
Um, she brought in a guest. Today's topic is very, very interesting. Um, I actually was the one who brought up this topic, and from then it followed a whole bunch of questions. Somebody in the community actually wanted to bring this up. We do have made some adjustments or whatever. So if you got any questions or anything, just shoot the inbox or make a comment, and we can kind of attempt to answer your question. We started a little late. We're gonna make sure that this doesn't go on and on and on all night. So we're gonna make sure that we get you out of here at a reasonable time. So again, we got questions. Bianca, who knows where she's at doing whatever she's doing,
She
I'm not
using the
there
bathroom.
doing something. My God, you know. Let's hope she's out of there fast.
Okay.
Throwing shade, but I let them folks, whatever, man, go way back or whatever. And in my personal opinion, she is who she is, always been who she is. So yeah, we just want to jump right into it. So I'm surprised at the questions that came my way and stuff like that. And again, just like before, disclaimer, these are just opinions. You take it, you leave it. Guess what? We don't care. We getting spicy.
Happy or the don't care.
So, let's just jump right into it. Do you want to start off with the question, or you want me to start off with the first question?
Well, you say you start off with that question first.
Oh, a little stage fright.
No, actually, since he said it, since he said it, okay, I'm gonna start with my question.
Got the note card.
Okay, cause I got them North Avenue cards. Okay.
Okay, so she's gonna answer the question that was posed, and she's gonna read the question that was posed, and then she's gonna try to tap in and give her opinion on it. And if I got something to say about it, I'm gonna give my opinion on it.
All right, let's go. Can you physically fall out of lust? And how do you tell your partner? Can you physically fall out of lust? And how do you tell your partner? Yes, you very much can. And me personally, no, I don't tell people. I just did. I'm not gonna lie. I'm being real. I don't got time to tell no adult what they doing wrong. You should know when my face shows. So that's my take on it. How you feel, Brother John?
Well, can you fall out of lust with somebody? Absolutely. It could be a combination of things or whatever. At the end of the day, I just feel like if that's where you're going at with it, then you should try to tap in and communicate with that or whatever. Before I finish jumping into this, I guess Bianca, she ready or whatever. I'm not even really sure why she even had me do this, just to be sitting here watching me doing what I'm doing while she's standing in the back. Like, bring your ass on the show. That's your show. Like, bring your ass in here. Like, all right. Now, moving into this joint or whatever.
Hello, everybody.
All right. Answer the question. Let me finish with my response.
Okay, let's hear it.
So it's just like, yes, I feel like it's possible, but do you tell your partner? Obviously, if you're in that kind of situation and y'all on those kind of communication, you extend that line of communication and say, hey, look, something's a little off. I'm not feeling you the way I used to feel you. Here's where we at. Now, you can either take that counseling part and say, hey, look, you know what? Let's try to figure it out. Let's, try to go back into dating and stuff like that. But that shit got to be reciprocated. Like, it can't just be one person feeling like that. Because if it's one person feeling like that and the other person not interested in jumping out there, then I feel like you gotta just let it be what it's gonna be, because it take two.
Right.
If you in a messed up mind state and you can't express that to your partner, why do you want to keep holding on to something? like I've said before on one question or whatever, let the shit go. Like, stop keep trying to hold on to something. If somebody don't lust you no more or don't want you, let it be what it's gonna be. Like, how long you wanna be like, oh no, you gotta lust me again? No, let it go.
You gotta lust me again.
Like, let it go. Like,
right.
if that person
but
don't want to be
you gotta work on it before you let it go, though, Jolly.
But everybody don't want to work on shit, and that's the problem. Nobody wants to keep working on shit if they feel like it's over. Let it.
Oh
shit, my bad.
Look, we're gonna have a fire.
My bad. I'm sorry. You know, it pisses me off. Like when people try to force things, let things happen naturally.
I'm big on the let things happen naturally part. But I am also big on the communication part. So first of all, there's a reason you fall out of lust with somebody.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason. There's a reason something has happened because, first of all, for y'all to be in a relationship, in a marriage at all, you clearly had to fall into lust with that person. Mm-hmm. I mean, but you know what? Pause for the cause, because last week there was something that was said that clearly, as Muslims, we, I guess, all know, but it just kind of rattled my brain all week, right?
That was good pie. Lemon.
The next time Jolly roll up in here with another piece of cake, bean pie, anything, and do not bring me a piece, it's going to be a problem. But, okay. It's going to be a problem. But the statement that was made was, you know, when you marry contract, like you marry and it's a contract. And when you marry and it's a contract, I mean, even I'm a love person. Clearly, that's why I have love shows. But when you marry and you go on based upon a contract, in that contract, I feel like this. It should say in the contract, make sure like these are the
sex. Heavy on that.
Heavy on how your appearance is as well. Heavy on how your appearance is, because your appearance change. Then you could fall out of lust with that person. You know what I'm saying? I think that's one of the things that somebody said. You know, if it's a contract and you getting married strictly like abiding to that contract, that kind of also for me takes it out of love. I mean, I know I'm speaking from a woman that's married, so you know what I'm saying? But I'm married for love. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to understand, like, when you marry and you're not marrying for love and you get married, I guess this is a good question for the both of y'all. You get married and you get married contractually, you get married through Islam, you're not marrying for love. So immediately, if you get married and you don't lust that person.
You know what's crazy about that? And I'm not sure if a lot of people know this. Islamically, that's not, like, I believe it was said, but that's not what it's for. It's not based off of love. It may sound, that's what I'm saying. So it may sound like, to some viewers, it may sound like a little crazy, but it's not based off of love. Like, it doesn't talk about this is a criteria on why you should do that and stuff like that. So it's a good thing that you mentioned, like, went back to the contract thing, because it's just like anything else you set up a contract. If something is faulty in that contract, then you have those assurances and stuff like that to pick up those pieces that fell. So when you're looking at lust in particular, it's like, you know, obviously we would dumb it down, like, you want somebody, like, you still want this person, you still want to be around and stuff like that. You know, I don't think that it is one of those things where as though it falls out. I think things happen and it puts you in a position where it's like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and slide back off of this, because those things that you're doing aren't good. And that's why when you listen to my guy, Dr. Umar Johnson, he talking about those masks and those things that fall off some people. Everybody got layers.
Absolutely.
Like, I'm far from perfect, you know, but everybody has layers. So you have to make that determination whether or not you want to say, you know what, I'm going to be patient and build on it. But you still got to go back to that individual who feel like, I fell out of lust. So, hey, listen, is it that you don't lust me no more? Okay, if you don't lust me no more, you don't want me no more, is there something that I can do to put you back in that mindset?
Yeah.
But that got to be the sacrifice, and that's where the 80-20 is weird how people look at it. But that's where that 80-20 come in, because I got to be, maybe today I'm 20, and today you're 80. You know what I mean? Like, you got to have that. Like, okay, I'm going to push this forward. I'm a burden. I'm going to put this weight on my shoulders, and I'm going to push it forward. But sometimes, you know, if that person with that 20 might be more like a 10. and the person is really like, you know what, I'm turning my back and I'm walking out.
Right, but that goes back to like what you just said earlier when you
Mhm.
was like you hate when you push the envelope. But if you know your person ain't gonna always be 80, your person ain't gonna always be a 10. Like sometimes you have those times, especially for women. Okay, because let me speak for women. We got hormonal issues. We have children.
Yes, we
We
know
go
we all
through.
crazy.
No, for real, because I be screaming for
Respectfully.
no reason sometimes, but that's beside the point.
We
You know
might
what
need
I'm
to
you
get her
know?
some Ritalin or something like that.
A husband.
A husband, period. You know what I'm saying? But we go through a lot, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. We go through a lot of changes. Our body goes through a lot of changes. So you can lust us and you can have desire for us and we can have desire for you. Like, and then we get pregnant and have a baby and then all of a sudden you don't like me and I don't like you. But you don't like me because now I done got a little bigger. You know what I'm saying? My attitude is different.
Mm-hmm.
I just brought a whole human into the world. Yeah, my attitude is a little bit different, but the way you treat me as I bring this human into the world kind of defines how my attitude actually might be.
And that's going to go back to that mental health thing. And I
Yeah.
like that. I'm a yield on my
Okay.
bullshit. I'm sorry, my bull crap. I'm a yield on my bull crap because what you said is a perfect way. I truly believe in that stuff. I believe that, y'all can go through hormonal changes and stuff like that or whatever. And a lot of our brothers need to start tapping into that stuff and start recognizing that, things happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes people are just unstable. And they need to admit that. And
That's very true.
And while you going to go see a therapist,
Never mind.
sometimes your ass might need to go see a psychiatrist too while you at it.
Yeah.
Like,
I-
for real.
I-
That's what I'm saying. But
you do though. That's true
but
though.
I'm a yield. Beyond
No,
that,
yeah.
she made a solid statement or whatever the case
Yeah,
may
because
be.
that was in my mind, just in reference to the like falling out of lust and falling out of love, and as we talk about all of the different reasons why people fall out of lust and fall out of love in relationships and lose that intimacy and lose the ability to have good sex, because when you fall out of lust and fall out of love, you definitely not having good sex. If you having sex, it's just having sex to have sex. It's really not. It's not a I'm in love type of thing, and it don't feel good, and that make you not like a person too. Because if you and I don't know about men. Matter of fact, man, tell me, man, is this because you a man? You feel me? Look, listen. So if you get to a place in your relationship where you're just having sex because you need to have sex, it's an urge that our body desires, and so you just having sex just to have sex. Right now y'all not in a good space mentally, emotionally. You really don't like her. She really don't like you. Y'all know
Which
this.
is the dumbest shit.
But at the end of the day, this is your wife, so you gotta have sex with her. Like, you don't have to, but this your wife, so I'm just gonna go ahead. You know what I'm saying? For a woman, I'ma speak and say that. And maybe I'm speaking also from a woman who has had sexual abuse. So maybe I'm gonna say that I'm speaking from a woman who's been sexually abused, and unfortunately, a lot of women have. So if I'm having sex just to have sex, I'm feeling raped. And I know that sounds heavy.
No, we
but
don't want to see. That's what we
I
do
really
here.
am.
We crack doors open.
Yeah, I really am. I'm feeling like my husband came in and oh my gosh, real shit. My husband came in reliving shit. But my husband come in the middle of the night and he want to have sex now. If I turn him down, then that's going to make him go somewhere else. So let me just go ahead, turn over and give him what he want, because I know that if I don't, then he going to go elsewhere.
But is that what you
but
know?
As I'm giving
that's
him
a mental thing.
No, that's.
You knew
I mean, in my marriages, I knew that because my ex-husbands had cheated. So I knew that if I don't, then this will give them the opportunity and the reason to go ahead and be with somebody else. But for me, and I can be accountable and be a woman right now and say, yes, I could have made the decision to not put myself through another trauma. Because what I did by having sex just to have sex was put myself through another trauma.
So let me interject, because we don't want to take up too much time or whatever. Don't worry, this week I'm the co-host, but I also got my timer. So I'm helping everybody so we can move along.
We appreciate that.
Not a problem. So real quick, are you saying a continuous thing, or are you talking about a this week it was like this, and
Oh
like,
no, I mean continuous. Like
so you're
no.
saying like for a month straight? This
Yeah,
was the
like
state you was
something
in?
like that. That's
I mean, but see,
because
so
if it's just a one-time thing, I
it's
don't
not
think
as-
like y'all don't have like if we
Yeah.
just had an argument and I'm just mad at the moment, I don't feel
Don't
as-
touch me.
Yeah.
I'm still like, don't touch me.
Yeah,
Nah,
I think
get that.
I can
so,
be okay.
So my thing is, as women, are you going to communicate that? Like, do you feel, in your opinion?
But
You
did she
people
have
be
to
on here.
verbally say
Well,
that?
how would I know if you're not in the mood to give me none? How would I know?
Don't nobody understand body language around this bitch.
I mean, yeah.
That's real shit
You
though.
feel me?
Because this, oh my god,
So-
this is good. So I know that y'all be knowing.
So no.
Y'all
So
be
hold
knowing
on.
when
So hold
nobody
on.
want to touch
So
you.
hold
You
on.
feel
So hold
me?
on.
Come
So hold
on.
on. So hold on. So hold on. So I get that what you're saying. The whole.
Don't let the cat get the tuck down.
Nah, I'm good.
Okay.
So I get the whole body language thing. I get that. But then something else is going to come into play.
Right.
Like, do you have a man who like, you know what, I'm just going to rock out like this because it's no different than, so the way you saying, I'm going to tap out because I'm just not in the mood. Maybe it's a month, maybe it's 2 months.
Right.
Do I get to tap out on paying the motherfucking bills?
Well, what did
Hold on, no, hold on, no, hold on, because no, listen, hear me out. You're saying, when I mentioned communication,
Right.
you jumped all the way out the window
I did.
and said,
Body language.
read body language.
Yeah.
So I'm supposed to go 1 month, 2 month, 3 month, 4 month, reading your goddamn body language that you saying right now for these next 4 months you're gonna be absent.
No, can I help you? Can I help?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what I'm saying. At the moment, if we're sitting, if we just had an argument and then 15 minutes later you want to do it, listen, if 15 minutes later, right, you want to do it, and I be like, you coming, you like, baby, what's up with you? And I'm like, clearly right there, I'm telling you, I ain't for it. Now, this is where the bipolar shit comes, though, because I'm not going to lie, when I am... You all right? You good, Charlie?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm gonna be real. The bipolar shit does come in with women because then it's like, I don't want you to touch me, but I kind of do because I want to see if you like really that man for real, like this that's gonna try to fix it. But it's really how you do it, because a nigga can really like not be like,
yeah.
all right, babe, you know, like I don't know what we just had going on. I may not feel like I'm the wrong one, but because
Right.
I want to fuck, I'm about to be real nice to you.
Right.
Okay, and you ain't got 100% go with it, but I'm just saying y'all want to keep the party going. Men tend to keep fucking poking. If I'm looking at you and I don't want to be bothered, then don't bring up some other bullshit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true,
something,
but
man.
can I
We
understand-
on, no.
But I understand
we got
this
time.
concept.
I just got
Hold
the
on.
message from the engineer. Unfortunately, guys, we gonna get more into this. This might be a 2-part thing as far as this intimacy, but I'm trying to teach them with the
Okay,
engineer.
okay,
I just got a message. Here you
Okay.
go. After
Yeah.
I get done, you can answer the next question. All right.
All right.
Yeah, we gonna stay on point.
They
Like I
always
said.
shut down the truth. Y'all
Yeah,
see what happened
okay,
to
yeah, if that's what
MLK
y'all- if
and
that-
Malcolm X.
If y'all think that, if y'all
Coretta
think
never
that.
got to say anything till he was
Never.
gone.
Come on
If
now.
y'all think that, we'll see. We can bring a part 2. I'm fine.
Cool.
Okay.
Anyway, bad sex.
You picked the card. You
You
should have
did.
went through the cards before you picked it, and I'm not sharing mine. You're
The-
gonna keep that one.
Well, you gotta
First
share
of all,
something.
I can get all the way into this. This is nothing. This is some lightweight for me.
Okay, let's
How
get
do
it.
Don't
you
brush
tell
your
your
shoulders off.
spouse bad sex? How do you tell your spouse, and how do you fix it? Again, the question is bad sex. How do you tell your spouse, and how do you fix it? So, I'm just gonna say this. If so, a man can be intimate with his woman and not get to the point of climax. It doesn't necessarily mean that the sex is bad. It just means that he could have a ton of other things going on in his mind or whatever the case. However, if the sex is bullshit, because women have bad sex partners, you know what I mean? And I'm pretty sure they got a lot to tell about that. So,
Oh.
you know,
He said.
so, you know, it was a story that came to me like pretty much, like about something like that, and I'm like, hey, like, I mean, it can't, like, I'm giving opinions like that. They can't like whip out a toy. Yo can't get an extension. Like, I'm trying to figure out all kinds of ways,
Like an
like.
extension cord?
No, like an
Oh, okay.
extension, like a penis extension.
Oh.
So, like, I'm asking
Oh,
like,
wait, they got those, girl. Yes, they got
all
those.
kinds of questions, like, you know, to like try to like give the advice for that individual. But again, it's like if he's here, y'all can see that it ain't really much advice that can be given. You know what I mean?
It is,
Because
though. It is.
I no, well, I mean, yeah, it's other things. Like, I was like, okay, well, let the dude watch some how to with the clitoris or something like that. I'm trying like
They be skipping that part. They barely see that shit. I'm sick of that.
Right.
I'm trying to like give advice, like
Okay, she said.
like, you know, try to like tap in on that stuff or whatever the case may be or whatever. Because from a man's point of view or whatever, if it's bad sex with a chick, like, what constitutes as bad sex? Because remember, you got to be into a person too. It's
Right.
not just the physical part. Now, that does play a factor.
Yeah.
But if you are, quote unquote, let me bleep this out, mind effing somebody, then by the time you even get to the physical aspect of it, it's like you already got them there anyway, so you already did the half the work. You might have to work on that, massage that clit. But the problem is, when it's like that, it's like, dang, should I tell her that she need to, you know, because she dry. But then it's like, I even later on found out, you know, whatever, not personally, but I found out later on that, like, it's no real such thing as a woman being like that. It's here. It's going to go back to mentally here. Like, she has to be into you. She has to want that in order for you to get to that level of moisture or whatever. Because it's like, hey, but on the back end of that, it's like, yo, you got to take the initiative to do this. If she say you ain't stroking it right, you better sit down and figure out how she want that joint to be stroked. Like, you got to talk to your partner. Since you want to mention body language, that body language is going to project to a man too, to tell him that, okay, she's moving with me, or she's not moving with me. She likes this aggressive side,
Right.
or she doesn't like this. Some men aren't aggressive. Some men think they know what they're doing because a woman is physically attracted to them.
Right.
But if you want to, she only giving you that kind of energy because she's physically attracted to you. It's not necessarily that you're hitting it right. You got guys out here who never, ever, ever made that woman have a real life orgasm.
Real spill, holy
You know what I mean? So those are things you gotta look at, because I know some men, you know, because I'm a man and I be, you know, around other men and you be hearing them talk and they be so focused on the penetration. Yeah, I had it up this, I be heading up, and it's like, so you ain't gonna work nothing else. You just gonna focus on
one thing, yeah.
You know how strong you going in or whatever the case may be or whatever, but you know. Again,
and that's why they are classes.
That's what I'm saying. There are classes.
That is why they are
it's toy
got
parties,
some
all that
classes for
kind of
y'all
stuff.
too. The end of the episode, we got some classes.
It's stuff out here that can help you, both parties, both male and female alike. The problem is we don't like to get outside of our bubble. Like, sis, you not. I don't know who told you this, but this is not it. Bro, I don't know who told you this, but this is not
But
it.
a lot of people think that that's it because of what. So first of all, we're talking from over 30. Okay, so when you're so if you're under 30, take notes. Over 30.
I be 30.
Do it count?
I be 30 May 5th, so but I'm close to it, so we here.
Do it count if my baby daddy 55? Like, do it count? Well, I'll be 30 next year. But
if the baby daddy is 55 and this is a conversation that still need to be had,
do it count?
Yeah, it's counting.
And that's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
As long as it,
You might throw that nigga in the trash.
I don't. Wait a minute. I'm not with him. That's why I said I'm.
I'm just saying,
like that's a bit. I don't know.
Listen, I tell him all the time.
As long as you breathing, you can learn. I guess
he got 1 foot in the grave, 1 foot out. I'm trying to be telling him, but he.
Well, maybe you need to let him be because you don't want to be the reason the other foot goes into the grave. agree.
But not
Oh,
everybody.
sure.
But see, it takes an open mind too
It
about
does.
this. When you like this
I
whole
thought
topic,
you know ages.
this topic needs to be discussed with somebody with an open mind.
Absolutely.
And it's not on, oh, I'm swinging this way or I'm swinging that way. No disrespect. You have to have an open mind, like legitimately. You have to
Yeah,
have
you really do.
especially if you're in a
Especially if
relationship.
it gets to a place of you not being satisfied sexually. And I believe, we have a lot of people that wrote in and asked the question, wanted to ask questions about cheating, right? And before I even get into that, because that's going to be what I'm about to talk about, but there are reasons, there are ingredients to the recipe of why your mate cheats. And one of those ingredients can be that you guys the intimacy has fallen off. The lust factor has left. And the love is still there, but you're not in love because you can't be in love if the lust and the intimacy is gone. All of those things I've learned in a marriage, all of those things take work. You gotta work on those things. So if you're not working on those things and all of those things are going out the window, you're building a recipe of disaster anyway. You're building a recipe of cheating and or leaving that door open to cheat because you aren't feeding. You aren't taking care of those key components, being intimate. One of the things I learned that I thought was absolutely beautiful, right, about the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was that, and looking at this cup made me think about it, is that a form of intimacy that he did with Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her, is when she drank out of a cup, he would turn the cup to where her lips were and drink from that same exact spot. And let me tell you something. When I heard that, I was thinking, that's
Don't say Shay, drink my cup.
I was like, oh, babe, you feel me? Because
Drink my cup.
little things. I remember you and I talk a lot, Jolly, and you talk about the little things. It's the littlest thing that means a lot. So if you aren't even doing those little things in a relationship, in a marriage, that would allow a person to even be feeling that little tickle, you feel me? Then that's an issue. And having those tough conversations to say, listen, like, I'm feeling alone. I'm feeling like I'm like things are going sour. Like all of a sudden, like you coming home all the time, you tired, you irritated when you come home, and things like that. That's the ingredient to falling out of lust and falling out of being able to be intimate, because people work a lot. You come home from work, you tired, you irritated, you frustrated about your day, and you expecting her to just, or him to just, because there's some house husbands too, and you expecting her or him to just be waiting for you to come home and just lay everything out. And sometimes they be waiting with the candles and everything, and you come in the house mad and angry, so it put them in a mad and angry space, and now you mad. Or you come in the house expecting to get some loving, and you come in the house and your house husband or your housewife is home like, boy or girl, I've been home with the kids all day long. Like, I ain't got time for that. So it's important to be able to feed, to be able to apply those ingredients to your relationship to keep the intimacy alive. Like, you have to do the small things, like, see your baby drinking out of a cup, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm definitely waiting. You feel me? But that's little things, but it's little things that you could do. I mean, my wife just brought me flowers the other day.
Yeah,
just
I got
randomly.
broken up. Somebody broke up with me because I asked for flowers. He said he trying to get his life together. And he ain't got time to be buying no flowers. I took that as you're with somebody else.
I don't know. We're going to move on to the next question.
Yeah.
Okay, you know what?
Let's go on to the next question.
It's hard out here, y'all.
We got part 3 over this motherfucker.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing.
How do you repair the intimacy after? How do you repair the intimacy and sex after cheating?
Ain't no
and
touch.
why did you cheat? So, right. Okay, I'm going to let you answer, but I'm going to just speak on the why did you cheat. We just talked about that. Like, so when you address those things of why a person, why your mate, whether it be your wife or your husband, why they have stepped out, you need, if you even think, like, we all adults. So you can, we're all human, and we are all adults. We're all intelligent, and even the ones that might not be as much, it's still intelligent enough to know. If you're married, you know that there's some rumbling in your marriage. You know what I'm saying? That there's some uncomfortability in your marriage. So address it. Have those hard conversations before they get harder. And it'll get harder.
And again,
After the cheat.
it goes back to being open minded about some things or whatever. Like I said, again, I'm far from perfect. I don't have no problem on live admitting to those things, whatever. But it goes back to having that conversation.
Right.
And
Communication is everything.
explaining something to somebody. And then the biggest challenge is, I'm telling you, you're not hearing me, you're not hearing me. And then when this happens, this is the, what I done? And it's like, yo, no one's saying that you didn't do X, Y, or whatever the case may be. But a lot of times I feel like it'd be a double standard. And that's why I said what I said, but I'm not going to tap too bad because I want to move forward.
I do want to move forward too. But something else you said that I want to touch on when you were talking about like just not just the man, like, you know, him stroking and him thinking that he's doing something, he's not doing something. Sometimes in a relationship, especially when you're in a second marriage or relationship after relationships, you may think that because that person before you liked things a certain way, then I was doing good because I know my ex was spinning off the, you know what I'm saying? That could be different. At this point in your life, when you are, if you're married, if you're on your second marriage or your third marriage, or if you're on your third relationship or your fourth relationship, you gotta be open minded to understanding that things might need to be a little different. You know what I'm saying? You might need to do something a little different. Don't just be so confident in yourself that everything that you did in the past relationship, sexually, even intimacy wise, because you know, being intimate, like I said earlier, like you buying flowers or you just a kiss.
It's more to it.
It's so much more to it. So, okay, Bria, go ahead.
All right, no, real quick. I promise it's gonna be quick.
Okay.
Can you come back after cheating? Me personally, I can't speak for nobody else. Mentally, no, because guess what? That's gonna keep going through my head.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm one of them type of chicks where we supposed to be like this. You know what I'm saying? Like you can tell me. I'm not even really sensitive for real. Like you can tell me what's going on and give me a choice.
Right.
Whether I want to deal with it or not.
Right.
I feel like the crazy shit comes is when you don't tell me and I find out.
Yeah.
And then now you got about 4 tires gone and you looking like Martin.
Like Martin.
This is why he wanted the chamber and one underneath of the seat. And the pepper spray in the door.
I'm just saying because y'all always the men be acting like it just people just
No, but see,
Go
here's
Bria
the
out of
thing.
nowhere.
So, okay, all right. So even with that, right?
Right.
You talking about the coming back and stuff like that. Again, that is a choice of yours. But if we're gonna be honest and we're gonna talk about being adults and stuff like that, it's like, yo, okay, this happened. This nigga crushed your heart, or this chick, she did this or whatever. Like, have that adult conversation and be like, yo, you know what? I don't appreciate that. It was this is you good. This is how I'm gonna carry it moving forward because I can't. But that's what I'm saying. You gotta be, yo. If you're dealing with somebody who mentally unstable and can't have a conversation, it doesn't matter what it is because here's the thing. That's not the issue all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it's reversed. And dudes can fly off the handle and be like, da, da, da. And then people ask questions like, okay, well, what if that was me? Like, from a woman's perspective, like, okay, what if I came out there, whatever. And then you got to have another conversation like, okay, well, maybe I can deal with this. I don't know. That suspicion has always been in my mind. But why did you do this if you didn't do that? Like, it's always going to be a back and forth thing.
Yeah.
The way to get over things a lot of time is always, and I don't care what nobody say, it's a fact. Communication is always that way because that communication, and again, being open-minded, because you have to tune into your own self. Even coming from a man's point of view, you got to be like, yo, all right, I can deal with that. But to what level can I deal with that? Like, am I doing something wrong? Okay, you know, I may not be financially fit. And again, it's like you said, it's the small things.
Yeah.
So I might be doing financially, I can give you 8, but you would prefer me to give you 15. So I'm working harder so that I can get to that quota and give you an extra $2. This other dude you see, you know, is attractive because everybody have different ways of being attractive. Again, I'm just giving a hypothesis here. I'm not saying it's the finances, but I'm just saying it could be that allure a chick to another guy. And if that's what she want to do, then so be it. Now, women, it is a fact that women have that level of maturity quicker than men in a lot of cases.
Mm-hmm.
They grow to be mature. Again,
Definitely.
this is an adult conversation. We're not gonna sit here and play games,
Mm-hmm.
but y'all get to that level quicker. So my thing is, if this is where she put you at, and this is what she did, yo, what is it that I did? Can I actually fix this? I can't fix it. If you feel like the relationship has more benefit to it, I'm gonna move on because we're gonna tell something. But
No,
if you
darling,
feel,
you gotta move
oh,
on.
my
Yeah,
bad.
we got
I don't.
So-
this question.
So if you feel like the
You
relationship
can't see his big head.
is it holds more weight,
Mm-hmm.
like it's beneficial business wise, contract wise, like is this worth letting go? Is there some longevity? Do we need to hit the reset button or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be? Take some
But
time
can
out.
you hit
here.
a reset button?
You
You
can,
think
yo,
so?
yo, I feel like
You
if you've
can,
been an
but you
adult,
can't.
you can. No, I
You
feel
can
like you
for
can
some
hit
See,
the
but
reset
you a
button.
man. You a
I'm,
man.
that's what I'm
Are
saying. I'm
you a
speaking
man?
from a man's point of view.
Right.
I'm not speaking for a woman.
But as
like,
from a
This is
man's
probably
point
why
of view,
I'm not
have you
married.
ever been cheated on by a woman?
Right, can your
Just-
wife call you right? I mean, well, not your wife, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Can anybody
You been
call you
cheated on
right
by a
now
woman?
Yeah.
and say, I cheated on you? You good
So-
with that?
yeah.
Can we talk about why I did it? Like, if they come to you like,
Yeah.
son, like, I cheated. Like,
Yeah,
listen
yo,
to me.
I'm not. Listen, first of all, let me tell you something. I'm not how I used to be.
I believe
Like,
it's in the
I'm a young man. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not how I used to be. Like, I don't need to flip out and do this like that or whatever. Even if I was the one who cheated, real talk, I'm being 100 with you. Even if I was the one cheated, and then you was like, I'm gonna try to see if I can get by
If I
it.
can get past it, okay.
Yo, I'm not sitting back worrying about is she out there doing this. I gotta focus on me because at the end of the day, if I put so much energy into, damn, I wonder what she do. I don't wonder what she doing. She said she going here. She said she doing this. She got to do this. Whether it's a housework, somebody got to work. Because my can say they going to work and I actually going to work. They can be going to get some raw. Okay? Now,
Could be.
that's fine. But again, as a man, I can honestly sit here and say, yo, I'm too old to be worrying about what you doing
But
when
even
I'm not
not worrying
around
about
you.
what she doing, because I don't think it's so much as worrying about what she doing, but this is my mindset for what I would think a man would be thinking, right? Or even a woman.
A
If
grown ass man, no.
not even worrying about what she's
You was
doing.
a young man.
Yeah, but not even worrying about what she's doing. But if one of the things that she's not doing is giving you giving you all the ingredients of repairing that relationship and repairing your marriage and repairing the loyalty and the love that y'all had. If she's not working on that, forget worrying about what she's doing. That should make you feel away. So I feel like, and I guess for me, I'm just thinking about just a lot of what I've been through, what I've talked to other women and other men about what they've been through. What I've seen when it comes to a mate cheating, right? It's like you can have the conversation and you can communicate like, okay, let's stay together, let's work it out, let's keep it together. 99.9% of the time, immediately when you get back together, the sex is good because y'all both trying to prove a point. Once y'all get back
Not
together,
all the time.
okay,
Go ahead.
well, dang. But anyway, but 96% of the time, but when y'all get back together, working on your relationship takes work. So you have to feed the relationship, the marriage, the ingredients of repairing that. So those ingredients mean time. An ingredient isn't now I'm stalking you, because stalking you is going to be irritating to me and you. The ingredient is not like what you doing, where you at. That's annoying, and that's an ingredient to chaos too. But an ingredient is, instead of me calling you, how about you call me? Because if you cheated on me, then I'm going to need you to reassure me. So instead of me looking for you, baby, call me. Like, hey, babe, I'm just letting you know I'm thinking about you. You know, bop, bop, bop. Like, I think if that happened in relationships where people cheat, to me, the relationship could be repaired. It can only be repaired if you're feeding it. Like, let me tell you, I mean, you know, my wife is okay with me talking blatantly, right? Only one time in our relationship did I think
You sure, Shay?
my wife is good. My wife is good because we good.
Period.
But only one time in our relationship did I think that she was doing something. I said, hold on. Literally, within 24 hours, you know, my mind was like, do, what's going on? immediately when the situation came to hold, and it wasn't that she was cheating. Immediately, she made sure she reassured me. Like, I apologize that you even felt that way. And like you said, it stays in our brain.
Okay.
So listen, it ain't happened, but it
But
still
it
was
helped
in my
you,
brain.
right?
It was still in my brain. So a year later, she did something that like triggered that thought. And I had to be woman enough to communicate, listen, what you did today kind of triggered a little memory. You know, I know ain't nothing happened, but it's still, just the thought of it. Hold on, let me just say this. Just the thought of it, immediately she comforted me and made sure, like, oh, okay, well, let me move differently. Mm-hmm. And not only let me move differently, make sure I reassure you. And let me make sure that you're comfortable, not just today, but every day. Mm-hmm. So she feeds this relationship in this marriage to make sure that I know that I don't have anything to worry about. Now when she slack off, I'm okay with reminding her, listen baby, you slacking off, you feel me? And she's okay with that. It's never a time where it's come across like, why are you asking me again? You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, and I mean that's a slight thing because she didn't cheat, but still, you feel me? Okay, so I feel like if you feed the relationship,
no, I'm just saying, like,
do you think that's too much?
So I just feel like this, like when it comes to the whole insecurities and stuff like that, like I 100% agree to that. But again, women, generally speaking, do things and they think that this is okay. So again, when we talking about the insecurities and stuff like that, you want that reassurance and stuff like that. That isn't an issue, but you gotta give some women. Got to remind themselves, or people, period, male or female, you got to remind yourself, you got to give that an actual opportunity. You can't say, I'm going to try, and I know you're saying something, so you ain't got to respond because we can get right to your question.
Said what I said.
If you feel like this is the case and you feel like you want to try to give it a shot to continue to work on it, you got to actually do that. You can't say, I want to do it, and like you said, keep doing like this, keep doing like this, keep doing
the nagging is annoying.
Then it's going to get to the point where it's though, man, fuck this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not about to sit here like, damn, I should have just stayed with the. Because again, it's it no longer becomes I want to do this for you, but more so, man, I'm not doing this because at this point, whether I really cared about you, whatever, or not, it's a lot. Yo,
I know.
That can go into
all right,
this.
Come on, Bria.
Bring
it on.
Listen, you guys. So this one says, can you be in love with someone and not enjoy their sex? I'm gonna answer that real quick, and then I'm gonna let y'all do y'all big one. So I have been in a relationship for 2 years, and I did not enjoy their sex. However, no, never, not once. I used to have to literally smoke a blunt, get drunk before we have sex. Just
damn, that sound like that.
I can get.
What you call it? Somebody told me about, like, for real.
No, I'm serious.
Like they told me that they had to get.
I'm serious.
It wasn't you. It was somebody else. They literally was like, I'm gonna let you finish with it. They literally called me up and was asking me like how whatever. It came third party, and it was like, I literally gotta do this in order to get like. I gotta drown my mind out in order to let you tap in.
But how did you even fall? And how did you even
listen?
How?
There was a lot of other stuff that I loved about him. Right?
Okay.
So and really to be 100%, like I'm not really a sex person.
Okay.
Like I'll do it. Gotta be into you. But if I'm getting drunk and I'm getting high, it was really like, I didn't want him to feel like I was using him, right?
Right.
So even though, like, he was satisfying me in other ways, such as, like, the things that he was doing for me and, like, basically all the things he was doing for me and stuff, keep cars nice, washing my cars, it was nice, you know what I'm saying?
That need to be
but
turned a little bit. That one, yes.
When it came down to...
Turn
this
around.
one.
Look at turn around.
I see it in my
okay. Oh, okay.
But can you still got you on there? Is that better?
It's completely. but so, go ahead, Bria.
When it came down to like the sex, I just need like
good.
You know, and he would do stuff where y'all talking about like intimacy. Like I would know when he wanted some ass because we would go to like Hook and Reel or we was about to go places or whatever.
Oh,
and so
okay.
I knew what it was.
So you was preparing.
So
you was able to get prepared.
I go there. You know what I'm saying? Give me my long out. I'm ready because this is what I gotta do. Now,
Damn, that's real.
now
That is
it's real.
That is real.
For how
Now,
long?
2 years. 2 years. I
What
heard
made
that.
what made me stop was
If I'm in a relationship, I ain't saying a relationship for no damn 2 years. Whether I'm currently in one, not in one, whatever.
Well,
I'm
it
not
was
saying
other
no
things that
relationship.
was-
Yeah, man, bump that.
I would actually. So I'm gonna be real.
He said bump that.
I would actually wait till he went to work because he at the time he would go to work like around early in the morning, and we're not together anymore, and he's not Muslim, so I don't want to hear nothing else about him. Okay, but listen, so
You're not
Bria.
married.
and I'm not married. Just call me.
Are you married to a Muslim? No?
Oh, you said she married? I'm trying to be married to a Muslim.
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't really,
So, I love sharing Beyonka, but I'm just saying this.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. So
Proceed.
there was other things that I enjoyed about him. It really is not always about the pounding.
Yeah.
Because once I even got all right, like I said, he left when he would leave for work. If I needed to get there, I could get there. I was prepared.
Oh, okay.
I
So you can
already
take care of yourself.
right. I already
Right.
did
Even
what
though
I
that
needed
was
to.
bad. Okay.
Super
yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
But I
Let me see that.
I cared about him.
Let me see that question.
I cared about him. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? So yes, you can be in love with somebody and not enjoy their sex.
Okay, so you're not with the person anymore, so we gonna.
Hell no.
But did it end because did it
ended
get to a
because-
point to where it was too much?
It ended because one of us was Mayweather and one of us was Tyson.
Oh, okay.
And
So, but you know
I'm not
what?
Tyson.
Let me tell you something. If you have good
No
intimate relationship and you having good sex, nobody is Mayweather and nobody is Tyson.
Okay.
Because sex is a
They
big part
Bobby and
of
Whitney.
a marriage. Sex is
It
a big
is.
part of a marriage. Being intimate is a big part of a marriage. And intimacy, y'all, intimacy is like I said earlier, intimacy is everything. It's from how you look at me, how you talk to me, how you carry me, how you treat me. You know how the words you use. Like, I know I'm talking a lot about my relationship, but I love when my wife be like, I handle you differently. Just her saying that, when we have a
Intimacy is
conversation,
more
she be
than
like, no,
sex.
I handle you differently. And I be like, ooh, you feel me? That is intimate. Like, be intimate with your partner. And an ingredient to the recipe of keeping intimacy is time. Take time. Be patient. Be considerate. Be compassionate. Make sure that you are paying attention. Pay attention to what they don't like and pay attention to what they like. You can kiss them on the lips and know, or kiss them on the cheeks sometime, kiss them on the forehead, kiss them on the nose. I be rubbing noses like an Eskimo. And let me tell you
Ain't nothing wrong
something.
with Eskimo kisses.
Ain't
nothing
at
wrong
all.
with Eskimo.
You know, but if that was something that, didn't rock her world or made her feel away, then okay, let me figure out what make her feel away. You know what I'm saying? And just conversation for us, we have deep conversations, that's intimate. Taking time to step away from the world and just letting it be her and I is intimate. So an ingredient to the recipe of continuing to have intimacy in your relationship, do everything that you were doing to get that person. Continue to do that. You still got to work to get me. You still got to work to get your partner. You still got to keep that person's attention. Because once you fall off of trying to get that person's attention, they're going to feel like they don't matter. So we 5 years in, and we still doing things to get each other's attention. You feel me?
Okay.
We all just got different mindsets.
So,
Absolutely.
let me,
Cause I can
Speaking of
I can mess with you and not be in it. I'm just saying.
Wait, no, I was reading the question. not you.
be in love, I feel like that's what real talk would prompt me to cheat.
It's not
I
being
know-
in love?
No,
It's being
I
in
in
love and someone not enjoying your
that's
sex.
not
Oh, you
enjoying
not
your sex.
enjoying their sex?
Like,
What happened to the
it's
classes?
Islamic. Hold on. Islamically, that's incorrect. Again, I don't care. I'm just gonna, say it. Because if I'm in love with you and I'm trying to communicate to you, yo, you gotta step your game up. You gotta step your game up. It's even gonna be that on bouncing. Straight up. Because if you're not doing something right, then it got damn, can you supplement that something? Because here's the thing.
So
Here's the thing.
are you okay
Can't
with
do
communicating that?
So yeah, No, and that's why I'm talking about. I don't want people like, damn, you just said. No, what I'm saying is, this got to be communicated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Me personally, I physically work hard. You know, I know there's other people out there who physically work hard. So, if I'm working hard for you, for us. So when I come home, I need you to be with the crap, as they say, with the shits.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I need you to be fully engaged in there. Else, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be like this, and I'm not going to be feeling with it, and my eyes going to start doing like this. And people always talk about, oh, but I know somebody that da-da-da-da. You know, I ain't talking about nobody.
Yeah,
That's it's a case-by-case situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not feeling that, and I'm saying, hey, listen, you gotta, maybe you should, let's try this. Let's, try to broaden your knowledge about this and stuff like this. I was talking to a buddy of mine earlier, and he had mentioned the Kama Sutra.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's actually a good book. If you don't have it, you should probably go out there and get that book.
Definitely a good book.
It's a good book to read. It's not this. See, to be clear, for everybody, maybe they misunderstood or didn't catch what I'm saying. Once that communication wears out, and I'm saying it, it's like I'm hitting this brick wall. Where do we go at from here? You want me to stay here, but you don't want to step your game up, and it's like, but you want me to keep trying and trying and trying and trying, while you just sitting back like, all right, you work hard, you come home, it's bored. You work hard, you come home, it's like, damn, because you can rub my feet. And like, damn, look at her. She rubbing the hell out my feet. I ain't got the best feet or whatever. She working them dogs. Oh, she don't be working them dogs?
First
she
of
working,
all,
she working them dogs like.
You ain't just get your feet rubbed.
My mic ain't working, but preach, John.
That's why your mic's not working.
So it's like, yo, rub my feet, because you doing that could be a sign of, like you said, intimacy. Because again, like I said, oh my God, if I said what I said, understand I'm sitting here explaining. So please listen to the whole goddamn joint. Don't be coming on live. He just said that. Listen. Anybody on live, come on live, listen to what I'm saying. So my thing is, that gotta be there, because you may not can answer it like that, but you can sit down and I can come in the house and you can sit there and maybe I want a ass naked massage. You may not be ready to work me out like that, or because you ain't in that level, you give me an ass naked massage.
That's foreplay.
But that's part of intimacy still.
Right.
It
But the
is.
thing,
I mean, foreplay is.
but the
What
thing,
she say?
That's my
but the thing is, I get that, but not all women get that. They don't hear that. A man can say it. Sometimes as men, we say things, and sometimes as women, y'all unfortunately don't receive. I don't know. And some of us,
It's how you say it too.
man, some of us be straightforward. Like,
if
Shorty,
you say it
you not.
aggressively, then it's not. Because intimacy, like I said, is in the conversation as well, in your tone, how you talk to me, how you handle me. Like, it's all that's all important too. Oh, let me see.
Talk to me nicely.
Hold on, it's on me.
Oh, it's on you.
Yeah.
I'm about to say. You
All
want,
right,
which
so
one you
here's. So, what are the. That's the joke. Give me the ones you're not going.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yo just handed me two, like, yeah, take them. Anyway.
These we did.
All right. So, what are the key ingredients that make you fall out of the desire to be intimate with your spouse? I'm gonna jump right in on this, right now.
You alright?
Okay.
Yeah.
Even preaching.
Go start your shoulders off.
I got you. Don't worry, I got y'all.
And he made sure he was in the
Fellas,
camera.
I
Look
got
good.
y'all. Don't
He
y'all
done
worry.
blocked
I
me
got
out.
y'all. Listen.
Do he got y'all? 'Cause
He
Let me
what
say
I'm about to
this
say.
real
He
quick.
got fast.
What are the key ingredients that make you fall out of the desire to be intimate with your spouse? I'm gonna jump right into it.
Please let him know.
Preach.
Mm-hmm.
The way the house is.
So repeat that one again.
I ain't got no problem with it. The way the house is.
Okay.
The way you are. And your energy. Now, let me break into those things real quick. I'm going to let you go. What I mean is, when I say the house, I prefer my house to smell like cleaning supplies. instead of something else. And I'm gonna leave it at that. It don't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. I'm not saying that the house has to be in perfect condition, but I prefer it. When I say house, it covers all that because
I get it.
Like
you like some potpourri. You like the smell something good.
Your living room, your kitchen could be in pristine shape, but then when you go to the bedroom, it's like God, like.
we know we be having clothes on the bed. Like, babe, I cleaned the room today.
I ain't got no husband, so mine's gonna be on the bed.
So like that could be one of the things or whatever the case may be. I mean, when I was living by myself or whatever, it was one of those things where as though I made sure, all right, let me just do this. All right, I wash clothes, so let me make sure I got to do this or whatever case. Like, I'm going to fold, and I'm going to do this, is that, and the third, you know what I mean? But again, if you got the spouse where as though, like we was talking on one of the joints, and I was like, okay, if you work and I work, okay, you do this and I'm going to do this. So if you're going to do this, then handle your part and I do this. So if it's my week to wash clothes, I'm going to wash, dry the clothes or whatever. Now, I hate putting them joints in the drawers, but I'm going to leave them in the basket for you. But again, there got to be a level of communication.
Right.
I don't want to come in and see all that stuff. Because it's the small little things, again, like I said, me personally, I physically work hard. Mm-hmm. So coming home and not being able to do this is not going to put me in a mind state because I'm older now. When I was younger, it was probably like, you know what I mean? I ain't there no more. Like, it has to be boom, 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 boom. Or me personally, I'm going to be like, yo, I'm not here. Now, my mother personally, she, for those of you who know my mother, I know my mother. My mother will come in and be like, it'll look like this. And that's 4 pieces of paper. My mother will come in and be like, you got this shit all messed up. And what's wrong with you? You need to put this in. I'm like, Mom, it's the mail from just now. 10 minutes before you got here. I'm going to get it up. I'm not like that. Mm-hmm. But I just like organization. Yeah. That will toss me off and I can go weeks, days, and months because I just work this job. I work the job at the community, inside the community. Today, or I had to deal with an issue in the community that we live in, or I had to do my part-time job. Now, I didn't work practically 3 jobs and dealing with people doing dumb stuff, calling out of work, all kinds of crazy stuff. And now I'm coming home and I'm like, yo, these shoes couldn't have been here. This bed couldn't have been, like, I don't want that, okay? Then the next thing, hold
they're going to get hit with this cup. That's why your mic
So then we talk about your presence, your appearance and stuff like that. I can be basic. I'm not saying that when our women do their nails and do the hair and do the gloss and do the beating and da-da-da-da-da, that it doesn't do nothing for me. For me, it's a look. But by the time we get done wrestling, you know, I'm a 1 minute man. So by the time we get done wrestling,
wait a minute, don't slide.
That makeup is gonna be off your face. It's gonna be in the bed. It's gonna be out.
You don't need all that.
Basic. You know what I mean? You can throw in the goddamn. You can throw in the washcloth.
What if the appearance is throwing you off then?
Hold on. This one. You can throw in the washcloth. Just wear a washcloth. You know what I mean? That's sufficient for me. You ain't got to do all that. Just wear a washcloth. So what I'm saying is, it's the appearance. So it's like, okay, all right, well, I'm gonna make sure I'm shaved. Some sisters I know get that.
Go ahead.
Some women, generally speaking, I'm not saying, let me be clear, I'm not saying I know nobody like that, but some women go to the, some women go and they do the wax game, right? Some women do the scorched earth game. You know what I mean? And, that's what's up.
He said that's all right with me.
But some people don't.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, if you know, because listen,
So
everybody.
does the werewolf scare you?
It's
That's
it
not.
no.
That's not. That's not. No. That's not. No.
You're not
I can't-
answering
I'm
that?
good. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good with all that extra hair and shit like that.
Okay.
My thing is, it's again appearance because everything covers
I'm
your
sorry.
appearance, right?
My head.
It comes
I
with
need my shit straight like a fool.
like if you know, for example, because everybody's got a scent. I'm not saying they on some scent. I'm saying everybody has a scent, male and female. Right?
Yeah.
So my thing is, if you know it get twang.
If you know you smell like oysters, Brother Jolly said get that together. That's basically what he said.
Like, I'm not saying that because
You said
some men, I mean, yeah, but I'm saying
Some men okay with that.
some men okay with that because here's the thing. Some men will, and again, everybody on there like, oh, that's where you, yo, I'm not saying me, I'm just saying some men, they prefer
No,
some
yeah.
after work when you get all wet, you just want to wear it out. Some men do.
Yeah, he
It's
got
cool.
time to be
Ain't
showering.
nothing, yeah, I mean, but again, that's part of you. Well, ain't nobody saying nothing about no shower. You better get in that car.
No, I'm not saying it like that. I ain't mean it. I'm being funny, but I'm being for real.
No, I got
Sometimes
you. I mean,
a man do want to come in and
I got
and
that.
that
But
wind gotta smell
some people,
some way.
there are some women who will do a shower twice a day to make sure that if he want this thing when he get off work, if he want this a half a day, whatever, that thing is waxed.
I know a
tonight.
couple veg
Right.
still coochie.
Right.
Just saying.
And then to my last one, right? I said appearance, and then attitude, your energy, right?
Right.
Your energy as a man, right, and being an adult, your energy could make me be like, yeah, I'm not feeling that. I'm good. Your energy is just real strength right now. I'm gonna go play some Call of Duty for some man.
Somebody
I
did
ain't
tell
with
me that
none of
before.
this.
Somebody
Because
did tell
here's
me
the
that
thing.
before.
Because again, if your attitude is there,
They did
why
tell
would
me
you
that.
think that I'm going to want you?
Right.
I was
I'm
kinda
good. I don't
sad.
want you because your attitude is off.
Right.
Now, if it's one of those things where you need some rod or you need some vagina, whatever the case may be,
That's why my attitude's like that.
then, but that's what I'm saying. So then it's one of those things that you kind of need to hit to, you like, get off me or whatever. Man, stop playing, who bang and bang back or whatever. I don't know.
Back.
Like you might, you'll know, like, boy, stop playing with me,
No.
bang, you catch it right here, whatever. It's like, boy, stop playing with me. But
She
again,
was weak.
it gotta be right because your attitude throw me off. Like I come in and you
But
walking
he
around
provoked
with this mug in
sometimes.
his face, whatever.
I get that though, but sometimes the attitude
It's provoked.
not even just a provoked attitude,
Mhm.
but sometimes your attitude could be that way because you really do need that. You feel me? So
You
like
need
you
that
said,
hammer.
but like you said,
Straight
Like,
up.
man, when you smack it, it's to come back and you got cut
Right,
right
it's
here.
back black.
Okay,
That's what
this
he
what
said.
she want.
It hit
Now I need
back.
to flip the garment up and go
Right.
in there. But
Whoa,
again,
wait a minute.
but again, that's where I'm at with that. I'm done with the question. You can go over and you want
Alright, I'm
to.
sorry.
If you want to
Okay.
see what it is.
Jolly not
Okay.
taking us in.
Well,
Who's
okay.
next? Oh, you next. Oh,
No, she just going over to see if she want to swim.
all right. If she wait, I heard something else. Never mind.
Um,
I'm sorry.
Jolly, you everything I get, okay, and I just wanna because the engineer in the back was making a lot of little noises.
Mhm.
Oh,
But do you see
I ain't
how
got
this
nothing to do with
candle is right
Yeah,
here?
yours.
Okay, I make sure. Now, I get when you come home if the house is not completely the way you think it should be. And I'm talking about I'm not even joking with the engineer no more, but I'm just saying period. Like if a person come home from work and the house is not the way it's supposed to be, I think
This
I think I'm sorry. We got some things going on in
This
the
is for
background,
both sides.
but I think for both
It's the
sides,
traffic outside.
I think in that moment that it has to be a consideration because see, you just got off work, but if your mate is an at home person, and it's for y'all out there. Listen, real spill.
Mm-hmm.
If your mate is an at home person and you have an issue because you come home from work, engineer, could you duck down and go check on the situation at hand,
The
please?
car accident outside.
Yeah. Please duck all the way down because the
All
last
the
time
way.
you didn't again.
They seen her back again.
But for those out there, honestly, if you are coming home from work and you coming home to a house that's just not the way you feel like it should be, but your mate is an at-home person, understand like that at-home mate, if they have children, if they have businesses of their own, if they're in school, then you can't come home thinking that it's going to be all every T crossed and every I dotted because they at home working. Their job don't end. You know what I'm saying?
Let me interject. Because I want to let me say this real quick. The communication. If you don't tell me or whoever, if you don't communicate to your spouse, yo, listen, I didn't get a chance to tackle this. Is it possible that you're not too tired that when you get off? Because hey, again, that's what I do. Like nobody can ever tell me. Nobody can ever say to me. Personally now, you're a lazy dude.
Okay.
So when I get off, well, I want to hop on the game and not communicate that to me like, yo, I need you to come in here, bust these subs, I need you to come in here and do this. But see, the challenge is when you saying, do I want you or do I desire you? No, because your olive branches have been extended to you. You won't put that on me to say, you know, I know you just got to finish working a double. I know you tired this time. Check this out. This needs to be dealt
Okay, that
with.
was better.
This needs to be addressed. If you're not going to address it, then why you going to keep saying something about something? Shut the hell up.
Oh.
Exactly.
Like, don't keep telling me excuses about why shit not done. Just say, yo, look, help me out here, help me out there, and then we can get to a better space. Because, see, then that way, not only will it say, okay, he's doing this, I'm doing this, it'll do what? It'll allow us to work together to keep the house under control. But if the house isn't under control, and what happens when there's no structure, even in no society, when there's no structure, chaos. It's on you.
Okay, how do you tell your partner that they lack at foreplay? Basically, they bad at foreplay? Is that what this question is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. If you bad at
What
foreplay, how
that
did you get to...
What do you
Yeah, how
mean?
did-
Okay, all right, shit. Well, you want to answer it first. Drop your mic, sis. Drop your mic. Go
Okay,
ahead. You clearly want to answer
Like,
that.
yeah, 'cause I'm
Damn.
confused here. How you tell
How
them?
do you tell them?
Yeah,
That's
they
what it
bad
said. How do you tell them?
at foreplay?
Well, we already know I'm not telling anybody. I already said that in almost every question that I'm not telling.
That is the issue. You have
That's
to be
my
able to
issue.
communicate.
Whoa, no.
So I would say, because you know what, in this real spill, like, communication is everything. And having those hard conversations is important, especially over 30, because we don't have time. Listen, the time is clicking. The time is ticking. So I don't have time for you to figure it out. So if you rubbing on something that you think, oh my gosh,
It's
this is
making me feel
usually,
great.
this is usually somebody's hot spot.
No.
But it's really not my hot
Different
spot.
strokes for different
I'm gonna
folks.
need to let you know, like, I'm gonna need to I don't have a problem with teaching you how to have foreplay with me. I don't have a problem with teaching you how to love on me, with teaching you how to kiss on me. I don't have a problem with it. And to me, if you don't have those conversations, if you let a person just free, like, cause I heard you when you said, Jolly, you like natural, and things can happen naturally, right? But we over 30, so things can happen naturally, but things can still be done improperly. So if you're bad at foreplay, the way you tell your partner, if your partner is bad at foreplay, and listen, this goes out to anybody. You could have been married for 10 years to somebody, and you married for 10 years to somebody who has had bad foreplay for 10 years, and you maybe you the person that wrote this question in, right? The way you tell them is tell them.
Just say it.
Listen, I know for
Learn.
10 years you've been licking on my nipples.
That's never mind.
I know you've been doing it for 10 years. You've been licking on my nipples, and you think that has turned me on. And I decided to be an actor and pretend like it did because I wanted you to feel good, but it didn't feel good to me for 10 years. Today is the day. I don't like it. That's how you tell them.
And then they do little shit like fake cut themselves and call the police, tell the police you did it. This is why I say I ain't telling nobody nothing. It caused me too many problems. So now I just...
How you telling them, Jolly? How you telling them that they lack foreplay?
Foreplay.
They bad at foreplay.
I mean...
How you tell them... Never mind.
So again, foreplay, like, when you look at that stuff, whatever you look at the kissing, you look
Yeah,
at the rubbing,
kissing,
and
rubbing. How? Trying to turn you
I just
on.
want to go back
Sucking.
to communication or whatever. I mean, like, you making the statement or whatever, like something like, I mean, like,
Yeah.
it could go for a man. Are you referring? Well, obviously you would have to, whatever.
I was referring because a lot of females that I know, like I said, I'll be 30 next year. A lot of the females that I know, a lot of my friends are older. However, bitches, females be acting like they scared to do a little.
So I mean,
To do a little oral sex.
Yeah, like it's like
So-
a male has to do it to them, but they can't do it. If you did, I got little phony little friends.
so that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
Oh my God.
No.
That's part 3 episode too.
that's what I'm saying. So
Okay.
like,
Just
even
a
when
whole-
you look at the whole or aspect or whatever, I know we had kind of had brushed over a thing or two, but like even with that, like it kind of worked both ways. Like a man should know, like, all right, I gotta work my way around this clitoris. I gotta make sure that I'm rubbing it like this. Like I gotta communicate. Now here's the thing. The funny thing about communication, you can communicate with your spouse's body,
Okay.
You
but
absolutely
you
can.
won't know. Like again, we're adults here. A man will pulsate. A man will pulsate if that thing is right there. A man, right? A woman, you will feel that shit pumping. But the problem is, men are weak and closed-minded. So they're not thinking like, let me make sure I'm doing this right. Oh my God, you might gotta pull that hood back and see what's up underneath of that engine. But if you not, and again, for the men that don't understand, that's my point right there. Like, that's my point.
This is
You
why
gotta-
you need a class
What's the
with
point?
Jolly.
Chill. I'm just saying, like, you gotta know,
No, but I
you
get
gotta
it.
know these things. Like, yo, I need to go here with it. I need to go here with it. I need to move to the side. I need to move to the right, stuff like that. But a lot of guys aren't doing that or whatever. I had a sister tell me about that before, whatever the case may be. And again, trying to give somebody advice. And it's like, well, goddamn, dude. But the problem is the men in these communities and stuff like that, they feel like, all right, she got to be able to do like this. But then you think you know what you're doing. Yo, won't you communicate with your wife while you down there, or your girlfriend, or whatever the case may be, and ask her, babe, am I licking, am I sucking, or whatever on this, right? Like, it's nothing wrong. If you're open-minded and you're a thinker, you
Yeah.
want to know to make sure you're doing this, that, and the third right. But if you just sitting here and you like, I think I'm doing this right, my God, you're not turning the light switch on and off. You're
Right.
trying to caress your spouse. You're trying to make your woman get to that point to where as though she like, I need to grab this nigga by the back of his head.
Yeah,
'Cause
and
men-
you know what? I think sometimes people be
men-
offended with that. Like when you
That's
tell
what I'm
them
saying,
they
because men be
shouldn't.
wanting to do that too. But then you don't want that to be reciprocated. It's like, my God, you doing something wrong. But, I mean, again, it's putting that out there like that.
Right.
Like, yeah, yo, you ain't doing that right. You need to go
Yeah.
take them Beyonka classes. Trying to put
Oh,
me on
oh
blast.
my God,
Trying to put me on blast.
Try
Trying to put me on
I
blast.
thought you was going to say them Beyonka pills.
All right.
Yeah.
Whoa, what the heck? What we doing in
She
here?
might come out with a collection.
Oh,
Okay,
All
we're
right,
gonna go to the
Who
comment
is the
section in a
next?
minute.
Who's the next?
Well, it just say, what's your take on sex toys, and do you think it helps out with your relationship? I think everybody should use sex
Absolutely.
toys. Everybody
Yeah.
should use sex
100%.
toys.
I
And
agree.
male one,
Cut and
female
dry. Don't
one,
need to explain that.
all
whatever.
that.
Like, no, I'm saying it's cut and
Yeah.
dry. Like, it doesn't need any real explanation. Again,
Yeah.
it's going to go back to where you at mentally. Whatever.
Yeah.
A sex toy don't mean she doing this or she doing that. It's
It don't mean
all
it
kind-
don't
it's
mean
literally
that
a
somebody
wide
is lacking
range.
anything.
Yeah.
It is
It's
to
a wide
add.
range.
It is to add some excitement because the bedroom can get boring.
What's
The bedroom can get boring, and you want to do some things. Even like I heard you say like throw on a washcloth, and that's
Yeah.
good enough. But honestly, you could just keeping things. An ingredient to keeping good sex and good intimacy is keeping things interesting. Doing something different, being spontaneous, like all of those. So
Be
sex toys
funny.
to me is like definitely an ingredient. Even on some like one of the things I don't know if you're married, you should be able to be like, babe, pull up. You feel me? You should be
I
able to
even
be like,
if they not
you
at
should-
home.
you know what I'm
Work,
saying? You should be
everything.
able.
Yeah.
The bedroom should not be the only place that y'all
Okay.
sleeping together. The bedroom should not. Now, don't get me wrong, because I know Islamically. I don't know.
Can we be human for once?
Yeah, but I'm
sorry,
just saying.
I don't want to say it like that. But
Yeah, but I don't know. Is that wrong to show affection?
Can you crack on the balcony? Is what she's saying.
Yeah. No, I know you can't crack on a balcony Islamically, but I'm saying you cannot crack on a balcony Islamically. But I'm saying, can you show public affection? Like, cause I really don't know that.
I mean, my guy would have to be here, so I don't want to give a opinion.
Okay.
And say that.
Yeah, we don't have to
But
shake
you
that
can-
tonight,
but
but
you can-
yeah.
It's nothing wrong with holding your spouse's hand and stuff like that or whatever.
Can you
but,
kiss
like,
her neck? Can you? Is that a little bit far?
No comment.
Okay, you don't know. Okay,
No comment. I
well,
don't
when
know.
we do a part 2 to this, we're gonna make sure we have somebody to answer those questions.
Yeah,
Hopefully, the
I
brother
don't
will be
know.
back.
See, that's why I said these opinions, and we not. We
Yeah,
don't
these
expect
are
nothing.
this
The
show.
last
Y'all
time we
didn't
got
tune
some
in.
clip.
Y'all didn't tune into the.
And then somebody else had to grenade. But we
Man.
gonna move on. All right.
All right,
What's your
right,
take
right.
on foreplay? All right. So, this won't be the last one before we jump into some of the
Yeah,
questions.
so
You
the-
got questions?
Do we have some questions, engineer?
You have a lot of like that commenting off of what y'all were saying.
Oh, okay.
So now,
Okay.
okay. So we gonna keep going. We can go another, whatever, few ticks before we get some.
Okay.
The opportunity, whatever.
Well,
If y'all
Whatever.
have questions, we will answer
Yeah,
questions.
we answer questions now.
Mhm.
So, what's your take on foreplay? I mean, it's kind of like going to allude to the same thing or whatever. Like, I think it's important and
All of
stuff
it.
like that or whatever. The same way how she wants somebody to be an expert doing Scuba Steve. The same way how she want an expert Scuba Steve, you know what I mean?
Scuba
Um,
Steve.
You know,
I'm here.
Scuba dive.
I'm here.
it's the same way that a man would want a throatologist or
Okay.
or
These is big
You
old
know,
words coming on.
or a guy would want somebody to, we like nice things.
Yes.
You know, we like nice things. You know what I mean?
Somebody
As men.
type that in the
So-
comment section. A throatologist.
That's how no
So we like nice things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We
Mhm.
do. We like things like, we like gifts. I know a lot of women, you talk about the flowers
I love
and stuff like that or whatever.
gifts.
the case
Yeah.
may
I
be
do.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Like,
my love
we
language.
like that stuff too.
Candles.
And y'all like, because I've been hearing,
Yeah,
y'all
that's what I'm
like
saying.
dates.
We
Y'all
do.
like to be
Like,
taken out on
But
dates.
it's always it's not
It's
always,
expected
married
for
till
y'all
I'm
to do
60.
for
That's
us.
what I'm saying.
But we don't.
it's never really said,
First
hey,
of all, engineer,
You might
you
not
need
say
to.
it.
You're not
You
even
off.
in that alley.
it's not really
So you can stop
often
it.
that it comes across like, hey, the next time you're off, I'm going to wine and dine you.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you saying let's go do something doesn't resonate to me that you're going deep in your
Okay,
pockets
you want
Right.
action.
or whatever. You're
Right.
saying let's go out while you or I making it so that it can, because maybe that is where my thought process is at. You're not saying, hey, let me take you or let me go do this for you.
Right.
Because again, it's no different than what you spoke about when you was talking about the reinsurance and stuff like that. Whatever. Sometimes I feel good that yo, I know you didn't work 40 hours in 2 days, so let me go and do this for you. Again, it's
Yeah.
all about feeling to be appreciated. So when it comes into foreplay and stuff like that, like I want that too or whatever. Like, I mean, maybe I want to look at my phone and get a text message because it's a sign of
Okay.
yeah, all that stuff. Like, dang, okay, she just want squirt all over the phone, or she just cuff that thing because she not a good
Come
squirt,
again?
and maybe she a quick like that. And she, that on the phone, and you like,
Okay.
okay, I got to look for it because again, that's a sign of foreplay.
It
what I mean?
is.
That type
It
of stuff.
really is.
So it's like, oh dang, so she just want to rub on them breasts on me like that. Boy, I got to clock out 15 minutes early. I'm out this one. Like,
leaving early for
all
them
that
titties.
stuff. Like,
Oh, yeah.
those
Okay.
are things.
That's giving you. Those are the things that give you the desire to rush home.
Yeah,
The desire to, and that keeps you in lust.
Yeah, it
Honestly,
do.
you know.
See, and that's what I'm saying. That's why we talk about these things, because some people are not to the level of maturity yet where they understand that these little small things can lead up to this is that and the third.
To
whatever.
making your
And
relationship
even for the
better.
fellas or whatever, fellas, slice that peach or whatever.
Oh, do it again?
You
What
know
you
what I
doing?
mean?
Do it again?
slice the peach,
Okay.
and send her a video, let her know like, okay, when you come home, I'm gonna try my best to be Scuba Steve, like all those little things or whatever. It do something to
It does.
you.
What's that new little TikTok when they be like, the D's,
See, I missed it. I gotta get up on it. I missed it too.
they be swinging the thing, they be like,
Dang, you're gonna have to send me. I just got on TikTok. I'm trying to get in the TikTok world. I really
Yeah,
am.
I don't have a husband, so I have to watch some stuff.
Oh, okay.
I ain't there yet with
With the TikTok, I'm gonna get there.
like,
But there's
the
different
social
things
media
that you. Oh, the social media period. Yeah, there's so many things that you could do to just show that person, show your person that they are your person, and like you said, like sending a nice little text message. It's not every day, but often I be trying to make sure that I send it like, hey, gorgeous. You feel me? Like, hey, beautiful.
Good morning.
You know what I'm saying? And I get the same in return. So those little things are, important. Even making sure that you acknowledge me. One thing I love is to be acknowledged. And so I know that it's important to acknowledge as well. Those are small things that are really big things because, again, like all of these are like small ingredients that go into the recipe of having a healthy intimacy life, a healthy sex life. Like you can't have a healthy anything in a relationship if you do not work towards them. And even if you are, if you're in a space and a place right now to where everything is just bad, in this moment you can start applying the ingredients to make it better. You can either say forget it, knock it over, you know what, I tried. Or you can say, you know what, let me start applying some ingredients. In this very moment, let me just go ahead and send a nice little text message. In this moment, to your mate, whoever your mate is, if you're in a space and a place in your relationship where you are lacking these things, that's because you are not committing yourself to doing these things. And you have to commit yourself to doing these things if this marriage or this relationship is what you truly want. We work for what we want. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's my take on that. That's my take on that. But
okay, well,
what's the next? What's the next?
You got more questions?
I mean, I got the cards.
Oh my bad. What you say?
You feel me, engineer?
Okay.
Jolly over.
I don't know if I should say I feel you.
Don't.
Jolly got the cards. So, what are the major turnoffs, and what can you do to get back to that place? So in order for somebody to turn me off, I would feel like, you gotta know what my turn-ons are. You know what I mean? But again, like I said, it's the over stuff that be like, yo, it ain't that heavy.
Yeah.
But you can, medium coffee, 1 French vanilla swirl, 1 almond milk. You know what I mean? Like, that's $2-3 at Dunkin' Donuts. You know what I mean? Somebody want, $2-3, they add up. Somebody want to be in my, Cash App, Beyonka, and say that's for Brother Jolly. I'll take those all week.
Okay.
Brother Jolly is
$3.46.
I'm single.
So
me Cash App, please.
So here's the thing, like, so my thing is with that
Me
is,
Cash App, please.
it's
I
like,
love it.
what major turn-offs, like, I personally don't feel like, now some people might feel like I'm very picky. I don't feel like I'm heavy on stuff. For me, it's more so a combination of small things. It's like, tolerate this, tolerate this, tolerate this, tolerate this. And then after a while, I was like, yeah, I'm good. So for me, it's not a heavy, outside of, some of the things as far as like what prevents you from wanting to desire that individual. Outside of those, for me, it's more so a bunch of heavy. I tolerate a lot. I think especially, I took a spiritual journey last year, which was wonderful. And I feel like since I came back, I personally feel like that I've gained more patience, and maybe I didn't. Maybe it took a couple months, whatever. But I personally feel like that's the space that I'm in right now.
Okay.
So I'm not interested in a whole bunch of extra stuff.
Okay.
Simplicity is the best thing. Simplicity. So it got to be a lot of stuff for me to be like, yeah, I'm tapped. And then you have to be, and to get it back, you got to be willing to receive what I'm saying. Because again, a hard head make a soft ass, right? So if you not hearing me and I'm trying to communicate this stuff to you, then it's like, well, how the fuck you think I'm gonna keep talking? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like this. I can stay on a path and do like this. And if you still doing what you're doing, and then eventually I'm like, yeah, you know what, So that's where I'm at with that. In case you need to.
A turn off for me. No, I already know. A major turn off for me is not communicating. Mm-hmm. Bad communication and not communicating is a huge turn off for me. If I feel like anything that is going on in life is something that we could talk about. Because in a marriage, we are partners. So if one teammate is down, I'm gonna need to know what's going on so that I can tap in. You feel me? So that's a huge turn off. And expecting me to like know or expecting your partner to know, like we not mind readers at all. Like we're not magicians. And even if you know your partner, because sometimes people say they'll be like, "Oh, well, you should know me by now." Like every day, I'm huge on this right now in this aspect of my life. This saying like we're transitioning each and every day into a different version of ourselves. So as we transition into a different version of ourselves, tomorrow you might not be the same way you was yesterday. So even though I know you, I'm still learning you every day. Like I'm still learning my wife every single day, and she's still learning me every day. So a huge turnoff for me would be when we stop doing that. Like if you are not exactly a change pattern. Not only is it a turn off, it's a turn on to my cycle. Okay. You feel me? Like
you want to turn me up?
Okay. She said turn me up. Yes, don't turn me off, turn me up.
You got any questions yet? All right, we're going to be on this last one.
Okay.
Y'all don't want to know what's my turn on?
No,
I
did. Coming around to you.
We coming And what can you do to get back to that place? Listen to me. Listen, let me hear you. Let us communicate effectively. And be okay with understanding, like, I'm huge on therapy and I'm huge on mediators. If you have bad communication in a relationship, in a marriage, then it's time for you to get a mediator or get a counselor, get a therapist up in here. Get a therapist up in here so that we can properly and effectively communicate, because that is my number one major turn off. All right, go ahead, Bria.
So,
you don't even need a card. You good?
No, I'm good. Change patterns, definitely. Okay. I'm real heavy on that. Like, as soon as I see something different, I will get the question in, like, because I like certain stuff the way that it is. Okay? Yeah. Now, I'm not being funny. All jokes aside, I'm being very, very serious. This is really a major turn off for me. Waking up and, like, turning over and, like, just being all in my fucking face. Like, I don't like to, like...
Yo!
For real, because you got the white stuff right there.
Oh my God!
Yeah,
and the white stuff in the corner of your eye.
Yeah, but I hate the sticky white stuff on the side of your mouth.
No, thankfully I've never seen that. But
that's dry mouth niggas. But that
okay, I think the white stuff, and then they be mad when you don't want to kiss them.
Baby, strike, back up. You know what I'm saying? It's too much. Bathroom right there. I'm serious though. I'm so serious. That is my major turn off. Like I feel like, because like I said, I'm trying to get married now, so this is for my future husband. This is for my future husband, baby. Don't turn around and look at me. Do what you need to do, come back, and then kiss me. But wait till I do what I need to do too, because I know it's a mutual thing. I don't want my hotness on you. You don't want your hotness on me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But that is really a major turn off. I don't like that.
Okay, so
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Do we got any questions? No questions. All right. So
I'll be back.
We gonna wrap up. So Beyonka, you know, she came through. She was extremely tardy. I was here on time, people.
Don't be tardy
so
for the party.
She was tardy. But we got it on. I think we had a lot of laughs. We had a lot of jokes. Before I let her close out, I just want to drop this takeaway. It appears that even in intimacy, sex, regardless of what level it's on, open up your ears and listen. Because you could be overdoing something and overwhelming somebody with everything you're doing. Because you feel like, I got to do all up, I got to do this, I got to do this. Pause. Work on that communication aspect. You know what I mean? and let's try to move on or whatever, regardless of how long it takes. Work on that communication and having that awesome understanding or whatever. But again, that's the best thing that to take from this, no matter what it is. Communication. Bianca, you got this final say so.
The engineer face. Just
Well.
oh my
I
God.
might be dropping jewels today.
Right.
I don't know. Let me find out.
Boo. It's like, no, I'm just messing with you. But I actually agree with what you're saying, though. I agree with what you're saying, and I'm just gonna say, the ingredients to the recipe of keeping. Are you a sponsor? Is that a sponsor?
Oh,
I'm
I'm saying I
just
like
trying
this
to figure
water.
out.
I like this water.
Absolutely not. Because we are definitely now opening the door.
Mine have more pH.
We're opening the door for sponsorship opportunities. So, if you want us to shout you out, shout us out.
Mm-hmm.
But no, honestly, the ingredients to the recipe of good sex and a healthy intimacy relationship, marriage is pay attention to your partner. Pay attention. Be patient. Be willing to listen. A lot of times we be saying, you talk to me so I know what's going on. And as soon as somebody start talking, you be like, what? Why are you saying that? You be offended. You be mad. Be open-minded. Like Brother Jolly said, be open-minded to doing something different, and really hear that person and be understanding and be receptive with the communication. Don't shut down. A lot of times, and I'm going to just speak for women, we get upset and we get in our feelings and we'll just shut down and shut up.
Mm-hmm.
And after we done asked you to talk, like, tell me. And then you be like, your breath stink. And you be like,
What? How? You know what? It's over.
So be open to communicating effectively and pay attention to your partner. That's the jewel I'm gonna drop. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna close out. But you got anything you want to leave them with?
The jewel I'm gonna drop is just the only jewel I'm gonna drop is y'all looking for a husband out here now. That's the only jewel I'm gonna drop. It's like, no, all jokes aside, the jewel I am gonna drop is that I don't care what they said. You can be in a relationship with somebody and not like that Humpty Dump. It's okay.
No, don't do that. No, don't do that.
Don't tell them
because you know why you don't. You know why you don't listen to that. Because are you still in a relationship with that person?
Well, only because we was Mike Tyson and.
But they were
Mayweather.
Mike Tyson and Mayweather. Because when you have bad sex, it make you want to knock a nigga out.
And they did.
Maybe I shouldn't say nigga. It make you mad. It make you angry. Good sex makes you happy. Good intimacy makes you happy. People always talk about how happy I am. Okay.
Now, close this mouth.
Thank you for tuning in to Bianca's Playhouse Talk Show tonight. This is the recipe. I am your host, Beyonka. This is my co-host, Jolly. And thank you, Bria, for coming through tonight. Make sure you guys share this live and come and tune in next Thursday at 6 p.m. because we'll be back.